Mr. Ron DeSantis. And there has been an extraordinary civil war kind of breaking out online. But I don't think we should say that it's merely in the online category, because it has real world consequences. There have been calls by the Trump campaign, people around President Trump, for Ron DeSantis to come out and to defend President Trump against any possible indictment, to say that he will not extradite the president, or at the very least rhetorically say something about it. DeSantis, while giving a press conference yesterday in Florida, was finally asked about this after silence over the weekend. And he's trying to have it both ways. We're going to play for you the full clip of his answer. On the one hand, he takes a dig at Trump about any payments to a porn star. On the other, on the substance, he tries to attack the DA. Here's what he had to say.
So I've seen rumors swirl. I have not seen any facts yet, and so I don't know what's going to happen. But I do know this: the Manhattan District Attorney is a Soros-funded prosecutor. And so he, like other Soros-funded prosecutors, they weaponize their office to impose a political agenda on society at the expense of the rule of law and public safety. He has downgraded over 50% of the felonies to misdemeanors. He says he doesn't want to even have jail time for the vast, vast majority of crimes. And what we've seen in Manhattan is we've seen the crime rate go up, and we've seen citizens become less safe. And so you're talking about this situation with, and look, I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star to secure silence over some type of alleged affair. I can't speak to that.
Can't speak to that. Calling it a circus. We're not going to have any part of it. Tries to have it his way and attack the Manhattan DA. This just shows him also, what's another word that you didn't hear literally once throughout the entire thing? The name Trump. It seems like he's allergic to actually saying the man's name. He really wants to be in some situation where he can like maneuver around. And sure, like on the substance, like maybe he's right about the Soros DA and all of that. I've seen that line of attack, but specifically not willing to defend Trump on those merits or call it a political prosecution, not take any stand or in defense of the former president. Let's just say Trump certainly is going to take notice. And that's exactly what he did in the most Trumpian manner possible. Let's go ahead and put this up there on the screen. So he truths out, I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to that. He says, quote, Ron DeSanctimonious will probably find out about false accusations and fake stories sometime in the future, as he gets older, wiser, and better known. When he's unfairly and illegally attacked by a woman, even classmates that are, quote, underage, or possibly a man. I'm sure he will want to fight these misfits just like I do. What he did is he effectively, quote, truthed a photo of Ron DeSantis allegedly partying with underage girls at a drinking party while he was teaching at a Georgia school. So, Krystal, he not only is intimating that DeSantis is a pedophile, but also possibly a gay pedophile.
Yes.
That was his response to the former governor. So, or sorry, the current governor of Florida. I mean, look, this is vintage Trump. You can't help but laugh. It also just shows you with Trump, I mean, whenever, so, you know, DeSantis is like, well, let me get to the substance of like the Soros DA and all of this, try and, you know, find this third way for me politically. And Trump is just like, actually, Ron, you're a gay pedophile. And you're like, what do you even say to that?
What do you do with that?
What does he call it? The silly circus or?
The silly season.
Silly season.
Yeah.
It's silly season. I'm sorry, that's weak. It's weak.
I mean, I can't help but laugh and
I mean, it is funny.
at the fact that Trump puts out the truth that's like already going hard, basically. So, you know, it's like suggesting he's gay.
Yes.
And then he deletes it. Now, most normal people, when they put out a social media post and then they pull it back, it's like, maybe I went too far.
I shouldn't have.
Right. I shouldn't have. That was too far. Right. I should reel it in a little bit. No, with Trump, it's like, I messed up. I didn't put in the groomer allegations.
I forgot to call him also a pedophile. He's not just gay, he's also a pedophile. Yeah.
And listen, here's the thing with Trump. This is what he forces in terms of a Republican primary, in terms of American society, whatever. There is no third way, right? I mean, people found this out with Stop the Steal. You talked about this a lot, Saagar. This whole idea that, oh, we could do like a highbrow Stop the Steal type of thing, like what Josh Hawley was trying to do, what Vivek Ramaswamy is still trying to do. No. You are either with him or you're not. That's what he creates. So this notion that Ron DeSantis is trying to like, well, let me carefully craft this talking point that like takes a little jab at Trump over here, but then has all the Soros DA language over. No, not going to work. You are going to have to figure out, how are you going to play this? Are you going to just not go after him and hope that these indictments and whatever else that happens in silly season takes him down? Or are you going to actually directly go at him and yourself, because no one's going to do this work for you, muster a case against the former president that is going to be compelling to a Republican base? And he still seems to not really know how he's going to figure this out. And listen, this is when it's the easiest. It's not getting any easier from here. You got time to workshop your talking points. I mean,
you had 48 hours, man.
How long did they spend with his, press team figuring out wordsmith? Okay, here's how we're going to play and here's what we're going to say. This was all very, very rehearsed. What are you going to do when you're on a debate stage with this dude and he's calling you a groomer and whatever else he throws at you?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, and you see the groomer attack, how you could prepare for that. He's going to throw something at you that that nobody is going to see coming, because that's just what he is. He is an agent of chaos, and I see zero sign that DeSantis is really ready to deal with
I do think that there is a way to handle it, and unfortunately, it's not one that would be politically viable. I mean, I've always thought that one of the worst things that Ted Cruz ever did is whenever he was like, hey, Donald, get my wife's name, in almost like a Will Smith type thing, like, get my wife's name out of your mouth. Don't you dare talk about my wife, and then just actually make a stand. Maybe you look at the camera and just be like, hey, Donald, screw you, something like that. Actually would have been a strong response. Instead, he gave some like mealy mouth thing, and at the end he's like, Donald, leave Heidi alone. And by that time, everyone was like, oh my God. And then with the endorsement that ended up happening, the famous photo of him phone banking for Trump, I mean, you can never, ever have a real stand against this person again. And I do think also with DeSantis, at this point, like, the gauntlet has been thrown. The gauntlet is down. Like, he's called you a pedophile already. Now you're a gay pedophile. He's gone after you in so many different respects. And you're both trying to find this middle ground where, look, viable path for Ron DeSantis in any primary. What do we know? He is not winning an outright majority in any way, even of people who are skeptical of Trump, because all of those people are split, as we showed you in those polls yesterday. His only path to victory is to shore up all of the people who are willing to move on from Trump. And even amongst those, they actually still like Trump. They're just willing to move on from him. And then people who are absolutely 100% behind him. How is that really possible? I mean, there's no way to do it without convincing them that they're strong, that he is an agent also of the chaos against the liberal establishment, whom they hate so much. I think that they correctly read this as weakness, and I think that's why his poll numbers have gone down significantly in the last 2 months.
I also want to note that, the groomer allegations obviously grab our attention and get all the headlines. But Trump is also starting to muster a policy case against DeSantis as well. This was flagged for me by a friend from Florida politics. Trump says Florida has the worst insurance scam in the U.S. He said, this was on Truth Social, he said, in addition to wanting to cut Social Security and raise the minimum age to at least 70 and Medicare, Rhino Ron DeSanctimonious is delivering the biggest insurance company bailout to globalist insurance companies in history. He's also crushed Florida homeowners whose houses were destroyed in the hurricane. They are getting pennies on the dollar. His insurance commissioner does nothing while Florida's lives are ruined. This is the worst insurance scam in the entire country. So this has to do with basically like homeowners insurance in the state of Florida, and, for catastrophic situations. So he's going after him on economic policy substance as well. So to your point, Saagar, about the gauntlet being thrown, I mean, it's being thrown on the personal level, it's being thrown on the policy level, and you don't have time to wait around anymore to join this fight.
Right. You're either in it or you're not. And that's the other one. Then at this point, then just bow out. And then, you know what? You can stop all of the speculation, and then you can also say whatever you want. You're like, look, I'm the governor. I'm going to handle this responsibly. There's nothing for me to comment on. Should a time come that I need to take action, rest assured that I will make a well-considered action. That's something that somebody who has no political ambition would say. But this was one where it's both ways.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.